All right, here we go. Just about 10 after top of the hour. Ball Knowers on WIUR Gales Radio alongside Luke Dolan.
How sweet it is.
I am Cameron Willie. So obviously you're in the mood to talk Rangers, so I guess we'll talk Rangers. So the New York Rangers sweeping the Washington Capitals in their first round series. The Capitals really just cannon fodder for the Rangers. I mean, just a terrible team.
Yeah, but apparently our sweep wasn't impressive enough, according to some. They're scared of the Rangers being good, even though the Capitals have led the entire series for 3 minutes and 21 seconds the entire time, had a lead. But our sweep was not impressive enough, and now they get to play the Carolina Hurricanes, a real team who just so happened to look so much better than the Rangers somehow against a better team like the Islanders. Yes, a totally much better team, the New York Islanders.
To be fair, the Islanders are a smidge better than the Capitals, to put it lightly.
The Islanders kept up with them. Kept up to the Hurricanes.
Yeah. They did for a decent chunk of that. I mean, I caught the final period and a half of Game 5, and I saw the Islanders scrap back from that 3-goal deficit, and I thought, oh my God, they might make this a series. And I was saying, of course, my Devils fan brain was going, of course, the Islanders are going to tire out the Canes and beat them up just enough so they're easy killing for the Rangers. But
that didn't really happen.
I keep blanking on Chris Drury's, was his nephew?
I think it's his nephew, like Jack Drury.
Yeah, Jack Drury after Jack Drury's goal, the misplay by Varlamov, which definitely raises a few questions. At least if I were an Islander fan, that would raise a few questions about maybe the goaltending choice. Does Sorokin make that misplay? With those two, it's kind of like splitting hairs. I mean, what their goaltending coach, whoever they are, has done a solid job at that team. It just happens that they happen to be put together by an
glass
old
house.
man.
A glass
house.
I think there was some news today about
an old man who doesn't really know how to build a hockey team in.
And that old man and Wall will be back next year.
I mean, hey, you won't catch me saying a lot of bad stuff about Lou Lamoriello. Again, I'm a fan of the team that won 3 cups because of his GMing, but that worked in the mid 90s and early 2000s. And 2012, to a degree.
Yeah.
But to a degree, they made it to the Stanley Cup final. But I mean, obviously, second round, Rangers, Hurricanes. A lot of people are saying whoever wins that series might decide who ends up winning the East. I think out of the Atlantic, I think Florida ends up wiping the floor with whoever wins Game 7 between Boston and Toronto. Of course, that's going to Game 7.
William Nylander is a gamer.
William
Nylander.
Hey, he has silenced a lot of people.
He's the one guy that shows up in the playoffs for them.
Yeah, I mean, Matthews always falls off in the playoffs.
Well, he's also been very sick, apparently.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but even outside of this year, I mean, in the last few times the Leafs have been in the playoffs and have gotten knocked out in the first or second round, Matthews has never really showed up. This is a guy who scored nearly 70 goals in the regular season.
He scored 69.
Nice.
But
this is a guy who is known for being a prolific goal scorer, might finish his career as the greatest American goal scorer ever, if not already at that level already.
He's on pace for that, definitely.
But he always I wouldn't say he goes ghosts in the playoffs because he makes an impact, but
he made an impact in Game 2 that's in their series. He scored all 3 of their points. Or he got 3 points in.
But it's significantly less than what you'd expect out of him, what you'd want out of your franchise player.
Yeah.
I can say the same thing about Mitch Marner to a degree.
Hey, he's kind of showing up a bit.
Although Marner's kind of hot and cold in the playoffs. You never really know what you're getting out of Marner.
He's been playing really hard ever since he's been criticized recently.
But Nylander always
shows up.
Always shows up big time.
Yep.
And now about Joseph Woll.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sorry. I know,
he
but
got a shutout. I don't care what the 1/10 of the second said. He got a shutout.
I know that this is technically a New York show, but we gotta give props to the Leafs
Yeah,
for although how many times in 2013 the Leafs were down 3-1.
and in 2018,
In 2013 and 2018, the Leafs are down 3-1. I knew after they won Game 5, I'm like, "Yep,
It's going 7.
This is going to 7. It's going to be in Boston, and Boston's winning in 7." Like that. This is how it always goes.
Or even
But
funnier, the Leafs win in 7.
it wouldn't be as funny.
It would. The Bruins. We laugh at the Bruins.
Yeah, laughing at the Leafs is more fun than laughing at the Bruins.
We win either way.
We win either way. I mean, we're getting bountiful memes regardless.
Yes, the Boston Bruins have lost 6 of their last closeout games.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Going back to last year with Florida,
and in the year before Carolina.
You want to talk about disappointment? I mean, oh,
yep, the Rangers avoided that fate. But I do want to go back to the Rangers.
Man, you don't get off so easy. Last year was that was bad. Last year was bad.
I mean, yeah.
And up 2-0 against Tampa in the conference final, then losing 4 straight. That's bad too.
Hey, wait, we went up 2-0 this series and won and got the next 2.
And got the sweep because you were playing against not to say that you guys didn't play well. You guys are still my cup winner. I still have you guys winning the cup because it's exactly what I don't want to see happen. But you guys played. I told you going into that series, I'm like, dude, you're sleepwalking in at most 5 games.
They basically kind of sleepwalked, but I still thought they were just still the more dominant team in that series.
Yeah, significantly more dominant.
And Alex Ovechkin is built for the regular season right now. He had no points in all games
because he's basically playing to get the goal record.
That's why I said he's not built for the playoffs anymore.
He realized that oh wait, the goals in the playoffs don't count toward the record.
Yeah.
So it's like bro said it's his day off.
He
was just waiting to go golfing.
He was. I mean, his stats he put up golf stats in this series.
Yeah, dude.
He's waiting for the Masters.
I bet he was on the bench practicing his swing. I'm sure. Although I brought this up when we were eating lunch, at some point this week, Ovechkin's drive has to be nuts.
It probably has to be.
I mean, yeah, dude, the guy who's made tens of millions of dollars, possibly hundreds of millions of dollars before taxes off his right-handed slap shot. Imagine that going off the tee.
Yeah,
I'm sure I can find a video of Alex Ovechkin
destroying a golf ball.
Yeah, destroying. I mean,
he could destroy a baseball.
I mean, he could. If he got a meatball, he could probably
try.
He could probably hit one out of Nationals Park.
But Matt Rempe had more goals than Alex Ovechkin in the playoffs this year.
Because of course he scored a goal in Game 1. Of course he scored the first goal of the series.
He did.
Dude, you guys have. I'm terrified. I am. Unironically, this is not me trying to jinx them. I am actually terrified. I'm trying because I lose every single talking point that I've ever had against the Rangers if you guys win the cup this year. And I'm going to have to deal with Devils fans coping all summer about how they're an illegitimate cup winner, the East was weak. And I'd have to deal with all of that all summer. And because that's what I'm more scared of, truthfully. I mean, sure, the Rangers winning the cup, sure, main rival winning a championship, that would hurt. That would sting. I remember when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. That
didn't feel good.
That took a bite out of my soul.
My soul, yes, out of our souls.
But I guess it would hurt more because it's in my own backyard. I'd have to deal with all the other New York fans having me while I'm stuck with my bad decision making as a child because I saw that there was a team from New Jersey and I was like, I'm going to root for the team from New Jersey
still a good
instead of root for the actual good team in the area.
I just also
and all I have are a couple of fluke playoff runs.
I also want to mention for the series, Tom Wilson is what people think Matt Rempe is.
Okay, Matt Rempe's also okay. You're looking through blue tinted visors right now.
No, listen,
you're looking through a blue tinted visor. Tom Wilson and Matt Rempe are both bad in their own right. Matt Rempe has done a litany of bad things, and you just don't realize it because you're a Homer Ranger fan.
I don't know. Matt Rempe hasn't tried to tag a player after their opposing team scored a goal like Tom Wilson did to Adam Fox.
Okay, yeah, Tom Wilson is a
I'm
dirtbag.
just saying.
I realize
just
Tom
saying.
Wilson is a dirtbag, but Matt Rempe is also a dirtbag.
No, and then we got
Matt Rempe is also a dirtbag. Come on, dude. He has done plenty of things.
He's a guy who plays 5 minutes a night, but we got to worry about Matt Rempe, but not Tom. Mark Lazarus on The Athletic wrote a 900-word article saying how he can't watch Matt Rempe, a guy who only plays 5 minutes a night.
Okay.
But Tom Wilson gets all the free reign to do whatever he wants.
Okay, you're acting as if everybody in the NHL loves Tom Wilson. People hate Tom Wilson. I hate Tom Wilson. A bunch of Islander fans hate Tom Wilson. Every single other Devils fan hates Tom Wilson. Flyers fans hate Tom Wilson. Vegas fans hate Tom Wilson. The Coyotes fans, if there are even any left, hate Tom Wilson. Winnipeg Jet fans hate Tom Wilson. By the way, dude, that team.
Yeah, but anyway,
open a window. Like everybody. Florida Panther fans hate Tom Wilson. Tampa Bay Lightning fans hate Tom Wilson. Leaf fans hate Tom Wilson. Everybody hates Tom Wilson. You cannot act as if everybody loves Tom Wilson and hates Matt Rempe. Everybody hates both Tom Wilson. I've seen more love thrown at Matt Rempe than Tom Wilson.
I disagree with
You're looking because you're biased.
You're biased.
You're biased. I've done nothing but praise this Ranger team all year.
I mean,
I have done close to nothing but praise this Ranger team all year, except question some of their metrics. Other than that, I have said that this team is primed and ready to make a run at the Stanley Cup. I have done nothing but praise this Ranger team all year as a Devils fan who has done nothing but cry himself to sleep every night at the thought of my main rival in my own backyard winning the Stanley Cup. I have shown this team nothing but praise and love. Well, not love. But
wow, you love the Rangers now?
I have shown this team nothing but begrudging praise. Because they're good. They're really, really good. They have aura. They have the pieces there. They're not just a goalie and a bunch of patchwork guys. They have star power. They have defense. They
have a coach.
They have grit. They have a coach. They have everything that you could possibly hope for out of a Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
They have everything you want. Do you know what I would do for the Devils to have a Matt Rempe style player? Do you know what I would do for Johnny Brodzinski? Do you know what I would do for a Will Coley?
You have Curtis McDermott.
Do you know what I would do for an Igor Shesterkin? Heck, even a Jonathan Quick. Do you know the unspeakable things that I would do for my hockey team to be as consistently good as yours?
All right. Should we lower the mics? Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. But anyways, back to what Mark Lazarus has to write an article about Matt Rempe. How he's tired of Matt Rempe. You don't have to write about him, You control the narrative, Mark. I don't know why you're so busy writing an article about Matt Rempe, but saying nothing about Tom. Oh, I wrote my article about Tom Wilson anyway. I can't write one again. What will it take for everyone to really just be convinced that he's a terrible person, a terrible player? Well,
he's a good player, but I would
only deal with
he's a guy you'd love to have on your team.
No, if he's like my sixth top guy, at least. Where
I would put Tom Wilson in the Devils' top 6 right now. I would I hate Tom Wilson as a guy who has to see his team play against him like 5 times a year.
I mean,
if Tom Wilson, I would, both me and you know it. You would take Tom Wilson in a heartbeat. You would love him if he were a Ranger.
I don't know if I would.
You would. You just spent the last 10 minutes defending Matt Rempe. You would absolutely. Would die for Tom Wilson if he were a Ranger.
Yes, if he's like not the top guy. If he's not the top guy, I wouldn't probably care as much.
He's
'Cause
a
he
top guy because he's a productive offensive player.
Behind like Prime Ovechkin, Hopi, Carlson, Kuznetsov.
Yeah, he would be behind Panarin, Zibanejad, Kreider.
Oh right, I stopped you right there, didn't I?
He would be behind Panarin, Zibanejad, Kreider.
Fuck.
Yeah, Fox. He'd be behind a lot.
Who he tried to like
players.
put in a headlock.
And that,
He only
like-
goes after people smaller than him too. I would just mention that too. And now he gets to go to Cancun for the next
Yeah,
summer.
Cancun. He'll be there with Joel Embiid. Which, by the way,
Oh yeah,
how about we talk about those Knicks?
The Knicks, baby.
I have not really watched.
I
have not really watched Knicks games on TV like all year, but I have been following them through social media. I caught the final few minutes.
I caught the
Game
fourth quarter.
6 last night. And that game
team?
after Game 5, I was thinking, I'm like, here we go again. Here we go again with the Knicks doing Nick things, being up 8 with what, like, how many seconds left? It must have been under a minute.
It must have been.
Like, it was a crazy. It was, they nicked it. They did something that only really the Knicks could do.
Yeah.
And then in Game 6, they blew a 20-point lead in the first
half. They were storming out in the first quarter, man. They were up like 33-11, and then they were down by 3 at the half. I'm like, what happened?
And then the second half, and then they were up 8 in the fourth quarter. Then they couldn't hit their free throws. And then the Sixers came back tight, and I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. I don't have as much of an emotional connection.
I don't either, but I do.
I root for them.
I root for them.
If I were to say
the world is better when the Knicks are good.
I love when the Knicks are good.
Everyone wants a piece of the pie.
Dude, I'm hitching on to these guys.
Yeah.
And
now they get to pay.
And then I will say this. That I said last year after they got bounced by the Heat, I said, even though Jalen Brunson's really good, I still think the Knicks need a legit superstar to win. He became that superstar.
He's become the superstar the Knicks have been dying for.
Since Carmelo Anthony. And here's the thing. Carmelo Anthony was just an ISO player. He didn't pass. He didn't produce offense outside of shooting.
I think Jalen Brunson surpassed a lot of what Melo had accomplished as a Knick. Well, he didn't. He broke. He broke a scoring record, a playoff scoring record. Melo didn't do that, but Melo has the scoring record in a game in Knicks history. I know that.
Yeah, he dropped 62 one game in like 2014. That's because he chuck up like 50 shots a game because nobody else on that team could shoot.
No one else could shoot. No one else could play.
Meanwhile, this team, they got depth.
They got
guys. But I said last night, I tweeted it out after the game. They have winning players.
They have
guys who just deliver. They don't have guys who vanish.
Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo. Put Dante DiVincenzo, Vinny Trocheck, and Tommy DeVito in the same room. All the Italians. And who else was Hartenstein. He's a dog.
McBride.
OG too.
OG, I don't know.
That's slam.
Dude, the RJ Barrett trade. The RJ Barrett OG Anunoby trade.
Yeah.
And
I mean
that
quickly too.
If the Knicks
and quickly as well. I miss Emmanuel.
I miss Emmanuel quickly.
But he was never. I don't think they were going to give him a contract.
He didn't fit here.
I think part of the thing I remember hearing that they weren't going to offer him a contract, and if that's the case, I don't think there's no point in keeping him.
Up getting a guy who fit the team perfectly. That dunk on Embiid.
Oh, it was so sick.
And let me tell you this. I cannot stand Joel Embiid.
Talk about a player. Talk about players,
especially this series. I couldn't even stand him. I really started getting on him last year when he sort of whined his way to winning MVP. Like that was an undeserved. He whines so much. He's a big who can produce offense and bait fouls. That's literally his entire game. He is not a superstar. I was hearing rumors about the Knicks, talking points about the Knicks trading for Embiid that I never wanted to go anywhere near him.
Talk about a player who's like completely changed his own narrative to a whole organization and fan base of wanting him to be absolutely if they ever get him, he'll be the most hated player on the team
If,
by far.
if Joel Embiid was on the Knicks,
Now, after this
you
series,
won't talk about a guy who vanishes in the playoffs.
I mean, he did show up in
Oh.
that game 7, I think. He had like 30 points.
No, I'm talking in the grand scheme of it. Last year against the Celtics.
So, you know who vanished last night? Tobias Harris.
Yeah, Tobias
He
Harris.
had 30 minutes. He had no points.
He on one shot. One shot. He took one shot. He was invisible.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
who was on him. Whoever was on him, clamps.
We
Just
was out there for
on it.
30 minutes. You think you accidentally score like 2 buckets? He didn't score any. You think
And
you accidentally get one.
they gave the max to Tobias Harris instead of Jimmy Butler.
Oh my
Imagine
God.
how good
Oh my God.
that Sixers team would be if they had Jimmy Butler instead of Tobias Harris.
Well, I don't know. Did Jimmy Butler want to be with the Sixers long term though? I think that's a whole other thing.
Jimmy Butler's a mercenary. He doesn't care
I
where
mean,
he
yeah.
goes. He's been on a million teams in his career.
My brother.
He was with the Bulls. He hated being on the Timberwolves, but he seemed like he liked being on the Sixers. Like him, Embiid, Benson when Ben Simmons was good. Yeah, we do not like
With
Ben
Philadelphia.
Simmons. We do not like Philadelphia.
No.
And that place got run through
Bro,
by
that's
Knicks
another-
fans. Dude, Knicks fans are venomous.
Oh yeah, but Jimmy Butler, Marquette legend, by the way, too. My brother.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Also, all the
people
Knicks
are.
players are from Villanova.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo.
But they're on the right side of history. On the right side.
Yeah.
But talk about people are afraid of New York fans now. The Knicks fans took over Philadelphia of all places, and now the Hurricanes are like limiting their ticket sales to people in state, so the people from New York with disposable income won't come down and like buy up a bunch of tickets.
Because they get priced out of the Garden.
I know, but
Ironically,
ironically, that's why
ironically,
that's why third party ticketing exists now. Like Ticketmaster. No, don't buy from Ticketmaster.
like ironically,
I'll
the
never accept
Garden-
the sponsorship from Ticketmaster.
I'm going to say, ironically, the Garden, because of the pricing, has become a place where not really passionate fans go. It's just like corporate seats and celebrities sitting courtside who couldn't care less about basketball or not care as much as the dire fans. You go on the road, you see the Knicks fans are at that game, you see the Ranger fans are at that game.
Yeah,
they're going nuts because they can actually afford to go.
Yeah. The Ranger fans also took over Capital One Arena too, as well. I will say that they took over Capital One Arena too. New York fans are animals.
And you talk about the Yankee fans? Oh, forget it.
Mets fans when they're good too.
Dude, they have like that. Don't they have like that orange shirt crew that like ends up touring the country? And
oh yeah, the 7 Line. Yeah, I sat with them on opening day last season. I sat with them.
Oh,
it was
sweet.
so sick. The 7 Lines is so sick. And
they're like the Met version of the Bleacher Creatures,
I think,
but like
kind of.
without as much. Right, like the Bleacher Creatures, you gotta admit that the Bleacher Creatures.
You see, if you go to a Met game, I'll have to see if we can get tickets with the 7 Line. It's an experience.
No, I gotta go to City Field.
You gotta go to City Field.
No, I just want to go to I want to go to a Met game where I don't care about any of the two teams. Like I don't really care that much about the Mets. Man, like I don't really feel much about the Mets. Like it's some of their fans I can't stand. I mean, you're good, but like there are so many Met fans that I can't stand. But I like the team. Like I like Pete Alonso. I like Francisco Lindor. But Francisco Lindor.
He had the flu game yesterday. He had his flu game.
Francisco Lindor. He's done some things to my
speaking
team.
of the Mets. Speaking of the Mets, well, I want to go back to the Knicks in a second, but I want to talk about this with the Mets. They're calling up the top pitching prospect to Christian Scott.
Oh,
they're calling him up.
That's right.
They called up Christian Scott yesterday after the game because Adrian Hauser sucks, but that's beside the point. Adrian Hauser sucks. But I think they should move Adrian Hauser to the bullpen. Though I will say that he's better out of the bullpen than he is out of the rotation. So hopefully, maybe that helps out. But I am so happy. Christian Scott's getting it. Christian Scott. I didn't really have him on my radar at all for like the last couple of years until like spring training came around and everyone was talking about him. Like everyone was saying like this guy is the real deal. This guy might actually be the real deal. And I've seen some of his stats in AAA and how he performed in spring as well. He might actually be the real deal. Christian Scott. He might be the next I'm so excited. He's debuting tomorrow on my birthday. Tomorrow's my birthday, by the way, everyone.
Oh yeah, yeah. Happy early birthday
And
to
it's
you. And
also
I'll
and
probably
it's also
remember to shoot out a text to you tomorrow.
yeah, it's also my brother's birthday today. Jack, who's in the chat right
Yeah,
now.
happy birthday, Jack, regular
Ball
ball
knowers.
knowers viewer and chat presence.
Yep. And he's like, but yeah, Christian Scott is like is a strikeouts machine. He gets all the strikeouts.
I mean, no, although does he walk a lot of batters?
I think he does walk a couple, but not that badly though. The only
That's
I haven't seen in a while. I think he only gave like 1 or 2 walks in some of his last starts. So I'm like, that's not that bad. In 6 innings of work or something like that. I don't remember too for it, but he had like 10 or 9 strikeouts per game too. So I'm like, I am really excited. You're welcome, Jack. And it's just, man, if Christian Scott is the real deal, I would be feeling special
is he a
things.
flamethrower? Like, what's his stuff like?
I think he's a flamethrower. He did get a lot of mentoring from Max Scherzer. So hopefully he doesn't go cold in September and October. Like a bum Max, Mad Bum Max. Well, Mad Bum is actually Mad Bum.
Okay, Mad Bum Bum goes some Ultra Instinct in the playoffs.
Yes, the 2014. I don't think
the 2014 Mad Bum is.
That's like the greatest pitcher I've ever pitching performance I've ever seen.
That
outside of Jacob DeGrom.
No, 2014 playoffs Mad Bum is the greatest pitcher ever.
The greatest, yeah.
I mean, outside of, like, what, 1968 Bob Gibson. Although they had to move the mound back because of that guy.
I mean, 2021 first half DeGrom was also special,
but
for different reasons. He had under 1 ERA.
Yeah, I know that was.
He drove in more runs than he gave up in that stretch too.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the thing about being a Met fan. You see great pitching, but then the offense.
There's always a catch.
And but
the Mets have always had.
That's been like their identity as a franchise. They've always had consistently, or they've always prided themselves in pitching. I mean, it's like, yeah, but speaking with the fans, like there are a lot of like Knicks, Jets, and Mets fans like combo too.
That is a strange combo to have.
I don't know if it's that strange.
I mean,
the Nets were in New Jersey for like the longest time, even though they did originate out of like Long Island in the first place.
Yeah, they started as the New York Nets.
In the ABA.
Thank God the Nets are moved from New Jersey, because if the Nets were still in Jersey, I'd be a Nets fan.
I mean, yeah, probably.
But it'd be the same reason I'm a Devils fan. There's a team from Jersey.
Yeah.
And then I'd be spending sleepless nights thinking about.
I don't know if you'd be having sleepless nights about thinking how great the Knicks are. I'm just gotta say that outright.
No. I'd be having sleepless nights about, like, if Katie's shoe was 1 size smaller, if Katie's shoe size, because the Nets were going all the way. If Katie were like a size smaller.
Oh. Yeah. But yeah, I just want to.
Also, you want to talk about a disappointment in the playoffs? The Milwaukee Bucks open a window. Oh my God!
I mean, look at who the coach is. It's Doc Rivers.
I forgot they hired Doc Rivers, but like, and it hurts because like Damian Lillard has been my favorite player forever. They
won a game without both Giannis and Lillard, apparently, I think, too. They won a game without them.
No, who did the Pacers even have, really?
I don't know.
Although Knicks, that brings back a lot. Knicks, Pacers, Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing.
Are they going to bring back Reggie Miller to kill the Knicks again?
Hey, be like 94. Okay, that was him and Spike Lee going back and forth.
Yeah, Reggie Miller is a hated man among Knicks.
He owned that team for years.
He did,
and they never made a finals.
They did beat them in 90, they did beat the Pacers in '94, I think, to go to the finals.
Yeah, in the conference final.
Yeah, but some of the other times, like 8 points in 4 seconds or something, whatever it was.
Yeah, the ridiculous and the
Wait, that was in '94 though.
Spike Lee.
That was in '94 though. So it was.
Yeah, Spike Lee got also. Dude, Spike Lee, he's got to be going crazy right now. With the Knicks.
The Knicks fan is a sleeping giant. The Knicks fan is
sleeping. Everybody knows how crazy Knicks fans are.
No. If they are a sleeping giant, if they win,
every time they experience a crumb of success, they riot,
bro. If they win, if they do the thing, we're all dead. Not because we're celebrating.
No,
but the Knicks fan is going to burn down the country if they ever win.
Dude, look, I need you to promise me this on the air. If the Knicks are a game away from winning the NBA championship, I need to crash at your place for however many games it takes for them to either win or blow the series entirely. Because the night they win, we are taking the first train into Manhattan, and we are experiencing.
I'm gonna go anyway. Yeah, if ever happens.
We are experiencing that party firsthand. That is gonna be the crazy. There are gonna be people. Happens. There are gonna be thousands of people the next morning laying passed out in the middle of the street.
The side talk videos are going to be amazing.
The side talk.
They think they have one today. I think they have one today.
Oh, yeah, from Philly?
Maybe. They have something uploaded today or something. I got to see. But
if the Knicks win if the Knicks end up... Okay.
It was a good run.
Okay, if the Knicks end up making it to the finals, I got a cop like a Jalen Brunson or OG Anunoby jersey. No, I'm getting a DiVincenzo jersey. Because,
Yep. But the Knicks fan, if they get to experience the thing, we're all dead. Not because we're celebrating, but then the Knicks fan is gonna go crazy and again burn down the country.
It would be like the South Park episode where New Jersey just took over the entire country. The entire country would just become New York.
Yes. And God forbid if the Rangers also win too.
The Rangers winning, it wouldn't be as crazy. The Rangers is a bit more. The hockey fandom in each city is more of a niche, especially in New York, where you have the Knicks.
I will never forget
Yankees, Mets, Giants, and Jets.
I will never forget when they won in '94. Everyone went nuts for them. They went crazy. Pat Riley brought the Knicks in '94 Knicks to the parade to show them what it was all about. And he told them, if they're doing all this for hockey, doing all of this, they're going crazy for them. Imagine how nuts they will be if you win. If you win.
Well, there wouldn't be a city to parade in.
There wouldn't
be a city to parade in. They would destroy everything. Every lamppost in Manhattan is getting torn down.
07's chat. If that happens.
What? You think the cops are going to do anything? They're going to be part of
it. I hope it happens. I hope. I hope.
Dude, the cops
safe. I hope everyone's safe, but I hope it's going to be It's going to be a madhouse in Madison. Well, it's not. It's not in Madison. Well, is it? Wait, it's 37. It used to be in Madison Avenue.
For sure. James Dolan is making a lot of money,
and now my mood is ruined.
Hey, he hasn't ruined. I will give him credit for this. He has taken a bit more of a hands off. He's taken a bit of a backseat to what he has let Leon Rose run. If the Knicks end up winning the championship, we got to put Leon Rose up there.
The first garden was at Madison Avenue. That's why it's called Madison Square Garden.
If
what are we doing this summer? I mean, I'm working and going to summer courses this summer. That's what I'm doing.
I'm probably working on side projects. Now, I'm gonna be starting up the Camera Molly show again.
I have the guest star in your show one day.
You gotta hop on a Discord call.
Oh yeah. Let me know when that is.
Okay, if the Rangers win the cup, I'll have you on. If the Rangers win the cup, I will have you on. Be classy. Be classy, though.
That might. I'm gonna be waiting forever then. But anyways, yeah.
As long as you're professional about it and don't go insane. Oh, I just got DM'd an Ian Rappaport tweet. Oh, the Dolphins are signing Odell back.
Oh yeah, Odell is signing with the Dolphins. I
got a Discord DM. It's my friend who I actually tweeted about him, Ethan Football. Just gonna give him a shout out. He's on Substack. he works so hard to do his draft board every year. I just want to give him a lot of love. And he DM'd me, like, I got a notification on my phone. It was a Discord DM. It said x.com/rapsheets. I'm like, oh God, what happened?
Oh,
And I was like, I thought it pertained to my team.
yeah.
Because he always he always checks on me whenever my teams do something stupid. Like when Aaron Judge, like the Arson Judge tweet.
Oh my God.
That is one of my favorite stories
It's one of
to
my
tell
favorite
us as
tweets.
sports fan, that because my phone.
What is
Oh my God.
who is oh my that's like a
I
but,
just got text message.
it's
But like now I got the I saw the tweet. I was working on a paper because this was during final season, my first semester of my freshman year. I was working on my Latin paper, and and by working on my paper, I meant I was sitting in Ryan Library doing
not your paper.
doing not my paper. I was sitting on my phone refreshing Twitter constantly. I mean, like I was basically sitting at a computer at Ryan doing this. Like and then I saw the Heyman tweet, Arson Judge to Giants, and I texted my dad, I'm like, Judge is going to the Giants, Heyman tweet. And then he called me to talk me off the ledge. And that which didn't work. And the whole time, as I'm talking to him, whispering, like whisper yelling, because I'm in the library. And the whole time, as my phone is like held up to my ear, it goes. Like it was like someone I like died.
Yeah,
it's like
your mom find out you haven't eaten. If someone passes some big sports news,
yeah,
when your phone goes like no.
Like big sports news. That's what, especially just like I went through legit stages of grief that night.
Only to find out it was over nothing.
And then I saw that. I went to sleep that night grappling with the reality that Aaron Judge might not be Yankee. And I woke up the next morning and I found out that they signed him. Judge is not on my good side right now.
He signed the worst contract, as one of your tweets suggests.
Yeah. I mean, he's not hitting, and he hasn't hit. It's been a month, dude. It's been a while.
You should give him a standing ovation.
Yankee fan.
Hey,
Yankee fans aren't nice. We don't like to be nice.
Listen, when you're out nice by Philadelphia, you got to step up your game. When you're out nice by Philadelphia, of all places,
we don't pride ourselves on being nice.
You pride yourself on being better than Philly. You pride yourself on being better than Philly.
We don't care about being nicer than Philly. We care about being better than them in sports, which we did last night.
Yeah, we did. Philadelphia Pack, and Saquon
Barkley was at the game,
so naturally they lost.
Dude, he knows a lot about being on the losing end of a rivalry game.
Yep. Oh yes.
He knows quite a bit about being on the losing end. Like, he was there with AJ Brown. I'm just like, ugh. And I'm not mad about Saquon leaving. It's the fact he signed with the Eagles.
That's where I'm like upset too.
He signed with the Eagles to spite a team that tried making it work with him.
Yep. And but the Rangers and Hurricanes.
No, I think the Giants are better off.
Yeah, I think they are too. I really do.
I mean, sure, it's gonna sting seeing Saquon Barkley.
He's gonna get no red zone touchdowns because of Jalen Hurts. He's not gonna get none.
He's gonna be pushing.
Yes, he's gonna be pushing Jalen Hurts. That's all he's gonna be. That's why he signed there. He doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, he can squat like 600.
Oh, and Boston Scott's out of Philadelphia finally.
Oh, dude, that is the best sports news I've gotten in a while. Like, actually, it's like I actually did like when I saw that tweet.
Yeah, I was like pretty pumped about that as well.
Like the boogeyman's gone.
Yep. I was.
And he's having the team we don't play that often.
Yeah.
He's having the Rams. We're gonna do a Boston Scott like once every 3, and he's out of an Eagles uniform, so all that power just like it's like gone.
Yep. But, yeah. Again, the Rangers and all the Rangers and Hurricanes game 1 will be on Sunday. I don't know if I'm going or not. I don't know. I don't think I'm going. I don't think.
Okay, it's either okay. Do you plan on taking out a sizable?
Well, it's just
loan to go to that game?
we have a ticket plan, but I don't know if we're trying to sell the tickets or not. We might be trying to sell the tickets, which to make back profit.
You can make a lot of money.
We could. We'll have to see. They haven't announced the time yet.
Also, you
though.
run the risk of them losing and having a terrible time.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing about going to a sporting event. It's like I can't stand when people
Saquon is getting paid to do nothing.
Like I can't stand when people tweet about like sports fans. Like I question fan status when you do something like this. I can't stand when sports fans go to a game to see their team play and they see them lose. Like, oh, I still had a fun time at the game. It's like, no, you didn't. It's like if I go to a game and I see my team lose, I think, wow, I just wasted an entire day doing that.
Okay. Well, my dad, who's also in the chat, said we're going to game 1 of the 3rd round. Like we're apparently, if we get it that far.
Yeah, a lot of confidence. I mean, you got reason to be confident.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean,
that's a really good team.
Yeah, we have home ice.
This is. I mean, this feels like.
I also got a question. I do got a question. One thing. Can we get off the knob of the Hurricanes real quick? Athletic writers or analytics people. They apparently the Hurricanes have a slightly better chance of sweeping the Rangers than the Rangers beating them in 6. And according to one model, I was like, okay, hold on a second here.
I'm a big fan of analytics.
Oh, and speaking of, when it comes to Hurricanes, I revert back to like, oh, stupid numbers. I hate them. I hate them because when it comes to the Hurricanes, okay. I go back to caveman. I revolve back to monk.
You go back to like
monk brain.
Like banging rocks together.
Yes, basically when it comes to Hurricanes. Oh, and they're so analytically darlings.
I mean, and, they do. They're possession merchants.
Possession and shot merchants. And shot volume.
Shot volume, shot quantity, not quality.
Yeah.
I preach this about the Devils all the time. Sure, they're analytical darlings because
they possess the puck and they shoot the puck.
Like they shoot the puck. They have. I mean,
all those people who.
I mean, their top 6 is freakishly good though. I'll say that much.
All the people,
like the Devils' top 6 is actually amazing.
All the fans who shout "shoot, shoot" are analytic people.
Well, are they run like on a power play when you guys pass around the puck?
I mean,
and then you see guys with multiple shooting lanes.
Yeah,
especially like
they are not. I mean, they're not wrong. Yeah, and but yeah, it's just where was I gonna go with this? Like Hurricanes beat. Oh yeah, the Hurricanes are like, are they? Oh. Been a lot of internal drama with them and Rod Brind'Amour about contract negotiations.
As a fan of a team with a coaching vacancy, I'm listening. I am very much listening. Do you know what I would do to have Rod Brind'Amour be the coach of the Devils?
Well, is Rod Brind'Amour any good? What has he done?
I mean, hey, maybe he just needs to get the Carolina stench off of him.
Maybe. He gets a call from Ron Francis, maybe. Good old buddy Ron Francis in Seattle.
That would make a lot of sense.
It would make a lot of sense.
Now I was thinking, now that I think about it, the Devils aren't really built for Rod Brind'Amour.
The Penguins just fired Todd Reirden, not Mike Sullivan.
I mean, like it's so obvious that the Devils are. That their choice is Mike Sullivan.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe the thing is Kyle Dubas is waiting for the Leafs to inevitably lose.
They have not scored a power play goal, I just realized, apparently. They have not scored a power play goal.
The Leafs?
They have not scored a power play goal.
They're like some of the biggest power play merchants in the league. How have they not scored a power play goal?
It's like Mike Sullivan became their assistant coach. It's like Rangers Mike Sullivan becoming their assistant coach and having the most ineffective power play on the face of the earth. What happened?
Yeah, but
which makes me mad about Mike Sullivan being a good.
What I think from my red tinted glasses.
Rose
I'm the-
tinted.
My Devil's Red, my Stadium Series Devil's Red tinted glasses.
All right.
Kyle Dubas is waiting for the Leafs to fire Sheldon Keefe
Yeah.
so he can fire Mike Sullivan. So Keefe can go to the Pens and Sullivan can go to the Devils.
That's
Like
it.
that would be the way that Mike Sullivan would go to the Devils. It all hinges on the Leafs firing Sheldon Keefe, because if the Leafs fire Keefe, you know where his destination is. He's
Probably,
going to
yeah.
go to his old buddy Kyle Dubas, and then Dubas is going to get rid of Mike Sullivan, and then Mike Sullivan's going to go to his old buddy Tom Fitzgerald, and things would work. That's how things work. It's a coaching carousel, and the Leafs would end up with like they'd make the wrong decision.
But
I would, if the Devils don't get Mike Sullivan, I'd love Craig Berube.
He's another top candidate for a lot of places.
I would. Oh, Craig Berube would do such a good job.
You should get Gerard Gallant.
And hey, dude.
I mean, yeah. Was
he'd do good.
Oh,
I would not mind.
What's the name of more?
I would not mind the first 2 years of Gerard Gallant. Sure, I would hate his guts after that, but he has a really short shelf life. But when that shelf life is going,
I mean, his assistants are pretty good. Like Mike Kelly is like the main guy you're getting there to be the assistant coach with him.
He runs the power play,
basically, right? And everything else. A lot of other things. It was a lot of X's and O's.
Oh yeah, dude, him.
Mike Kelly.
No, I want a good, because the Devils just need the right guy to coach that power play.
Yeah,
I mean, they just, although their power play fell off, but that was after Dougie Hamilton got hurt.
He got hurt.
Like there was a lot. Like I'm saying this as being biased, but if Dougie Hamilton doesn't get hurt, the Devils are probably
get in the playoffs.
They probably
get very close.
They probably end up third in the division.
Probably, yeah. Well, if you get good goaltending too.
I mean, like good coaching, and if Dougie Hamilton stayed healthy and the Devils got good goaltending sooner, I think they end up making the playoffs. But in that case, Lindy Ruff stays, and that, I think it would have just been a terrible.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have worked out.
It is 1:57 p.m.
All right.
Well, we got a few things to do here. Well, first of all, I'm wearing black because I'm here for a funeral of the teams I hate so much. They're getting eliminated in the first round in the NHL and the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Kings pack going down. They got goalied by Stuart Skinner in Game 4.
That is bad. That is,
you get goalied by the Edmonton Oilers of all teams. The Kings got to play the game that they wanted to play, and they still lost. They got goalied by Stuart Skinner, like the most inconsistent goalie in the NHL, with such highs, super highs, and super lows, and they still lost. They have not won a playoff series since the 2014, and that was against the Rangers. And the PLD contract too. The Pierre-Luc Dubois contract too.
Giving him how much to be a fourth line center?
The best there is, I guess.
All right,
and the Tampa Bay Lightning going down. That core is done. Stamkos might be done, hopefully, out of Tampa. Pack watch on the and the Caps. I hate them. I hate the Caps so much still. Pack watch again. And we're down one Canada team right now. The Jets. Eternal pack watch. Canadian teams getting eliminated in the playoffs. We have 3 more to go. And maybe this is why the Bruins need to win, because we need to keep Canada away from the Stanley Cup again.
That would be preferable.
Everything will be much better again. But of the more serious business, this is the season finale of Ball Knowers.
And the studio finale of WIUR.
The studio that has stayed for such a long time.
There have been people who have recorded in this studio, who have been on the board, who have gone on to have careers in this field.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, as
as media students
like
ourselves.
as a media student myself, and as someone who wants to end up in this field at some point in the future, it's a big responsibility. It's like I feel there's an extra weight to the show.
Yep, this is the
Like,
last show in the
seriously.
studio.
I mean, like, this is years upon years upon years of content. People who've gone on to have successful careers in radio and media and PR and whatever.
Yep.
And on top of that, just the student union as a whole. I mean, like this.
It's the lifeblood of
floor,
it's the lifeblood of the university.
Yeah,
the student union,
life,
where it is the studio is.
I mean, like next door, you got esports,
and then you got the Starbucks over here, and then you got cafeteria
you got
up
Starbucks,
here.
you got the Unity Lounge, who has its own little crew.
And you got student involvement up in the top floor, and all that stuff. It's
down here. You got amazing amounts of content, big collaborations, big
just
projects,
fun stuff, just fun stuff in general.
Fun stuff, opportunities for people like you and me to hone their craft and get better and improve and build resumes and build portfolios. Just seriously, just
while also in the process having fun.
Yeah, having a lot of fun doing it. And I've spent a lot of time in this building, a lot of time in this hallway. Everywhere in this hallway, I have spent a lot of time doing a lot of things. I've done homework down here. I've gone through personal stuff down here. I've won championships down here. I've made friends. I've lost friends. I've made memories. I've found out a lot about myself in this fly. And I know this sounds corny. It does, but
I don't. It's just how we feel. It's just how we feel. In a lot of ways, it's an end of an era in this building or in this studio. Well, yeah, in this building, it's getting renovated, and we're moving to the Murphy Center, where the media department is. Which I mean, honestly, makes some sense. But also,
it does make
a lot of sense to be there.
I mean, yeah, I like it just to be right there, but I did love the aspect of
being right in the center of the entire campus.
And seeing friends walk by and waving at them, and it was just it was a great experience. Like me recording here for 2 years. Some people have recorded here for freshman year, sophomore year, junior, senior, grad school. Just there have been people who have built careers and legacies of their own down here. A legacy that I'm hoping to build, a legacy that
we hope to build. Yeah,
that I'm privileged to say for myself personally, at least, that I have built a bit of one so far. I don't like to acknowledge it that much, but like I know I've become somewhat of a mainstay down here, and like this studio, I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna miss it. There are gonna be some things I'm not gonna miss, but overall, I'm really gonna miss this place, and I don't really know how to end this off.
I just want to thank WI or the E-board. I want to thank James for moderating our show. I want to thank you for being a great co-host.
To you as well. I'd also like same thing to James, our producer, our E-board guy who has sat through so much of our ramblings, who was held prisoner during the NFL draft until midnight. That
was insane. Yeah. I think that's a good place to stop for one final time here. Do we have any internships for the summer? I mean, I do in Ardsley. I don't know about you. Someone asked it.
Still a work in progress.
Okay. But
I mean, I have my own personal projects.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I build out my.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
I still do things to build out my resume that I can put out there.
Yep. Good luck on your finals, everyone.
Everybody, good luck on your finals. I gotta get up bright and early Monday morning, 8 a.m. for media professor Daloizio's final.
Do you have any other exams?
My Thursday night class.
On Monday as well.
No.
Okay. But yeah, thank you anyone who is bothered to watch this show. Us yelling at each other about our sports takes.
Yeah, us yelling at each other. We've gotten into some good ones.
Yeah, I'm right though.
We've gotten into some. No, I'm right. What do you mean you're right?
I'm just right. All right, I'd win.
No,
I'd win.
No, I'd win. No, who do you think you are? You're not Gojo. You're not Gojo, bro. No.
I
You're
might
not
be.
him.
But anyways, again, Cameron, it's been a pleasure. Season finale and the finale in the studio.
So, without further ado, for the last time, from the studios of WYUR at the La Penta Student Union at Iona University, this has been Ball Knowers. From Luke Dolan, I am Cameron Woolley, saying so long and good night.
Have a good summer.